because the terms aren't good enough yet. Trump said Iran wants to make a deal, but he stressed any terms would have to be very solid. We get more details from Scott Carr.
President Trump has vowed to finish the job in Iran, as a new report from Reuters indicates the White House has dismissed calls to start any such negotiation. Iran has also rejected possible talks unless the U.S. and Israel both end military strikes on the country. This as the Pentagon prepares to deploy an additional 5,000 Marines and sailors to the Middle East to support the war.
The State Department is offering a $10 million reward for information on Iranian leaders as the conflict in the Middle East continues. The department, via its Rewards for Justice division, says it's seeking information on the key leaders of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and its component branches. The notice on the reward lists new Iranian Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khamenei, the son of former Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. Senate Republicans are expected to bring the Save America Act to the floor for a vote next week. President Trump is ramping up the heat on Senate Majority Leader John Thune.
I think he's a wonderful person, I do. Not that he doesn't want to do it, he doesn't think he can do it. And that's bad. I mean, how can you not get voter ID approved? How can you not get citizenship approved?
Trump made his comments on Fox News Radio's The Brian Kilmeade Show. Thune says there aren't enough votes to beat the 60-vote threshold needed to pass the voter ID measure. Thune has so far resisted pressure from Trump and some of his fellow Republicans to either suspend the filibuster or force Democrats into a talking filibuster. If either are implemented, the act could end up passing with a simple Republican majority. You're listening to the latest on NBC News Radio.
This is Chicago's Progressive Talk, 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and online at WCPT820.com, where facts matter.
Excuse me, miss, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Can you recommend a bank that offers a full suite of commercial banking products along with excellent service?
Yes, ABOC.
What about a bank that has been in Chicago for more than 100 years and really understands the local business climate?
ABOC.
But I manage a labor union. Can you recommend a bank that really understands how labor unions operate and what banking products they need?
Again, ABOC. ABOC first opened its doors in downtown Chicago in 1922 and understands the local business climate better than anyone. ABOC was founded by labor unions and still has union employees and shareholders today. So they really understand how unions tick and how their needs may be different. But whether you're with a labor union or another type of business, whether you're large or small or something in between, ABOC will always make you feel like you're their most important customer. Visit ABOC.com to learn more.
Wow, thank you, random person on the street. I'm going to visit ABOC.com today.
Member FDIC.
Hey Google, play WCPT.
Streaming Chicago's Progressive Talk from TuneIn.
I'd like to welcome you to WCPT AM's Out Chicago. Think of us as Sunday brunch with your gay best friends. Now please welcome your host, Scott Duff.
And a happy Sunday fun day to everybody out there. Welcome to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ellen Miller.
Good morning, Scott.
Good top of the morning
to
you, as we are on this St. Patty's Day weekend, or as I like to call it, Straight Pride. Yes, Straight Pride is in full effect, or was in full effect.
Was.
There we are. Any piles of green puke that you jumped over in your neighborhood?
Not yet.
Not yet? Oh,
no,
but the day is young.
I haven't done my walk yet. Yeah,
but it's going to rain. Fortunately, it's raining today to wash away all of the green puke from the... Again, I don't get it. That's why I choose to celebrate Liza Minnelli's birthday.
There you go.
She turned 80. She turned 80 this week.
Liza.
I know. Liza with a Z. And we watched Liza with a Z on her birthday, too.
Oh, that's so perfect.
You know, I don't... Okay, true confessions.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it all the way through.
What?
Liza with a Z.
I haven't.
Well, but you're a lesbian.
Yeah, right.
There we are. I'm a gay man.
You're right. It's required viewing.
It's required viewing.
That's
so I finally checked that.
Holy was it great?
Girl, it's so good. She is a freaking powerhouse.
She is.
She was amazing. There was only one real...
Cringy?
One moment,
was
yeah, it was just song choice.
Oh.
Like she did a rendition of Mammy. That doesn't age very well.
No.
You know, it just does not age.
How I love ya.
But then, of course, you're thinking that her Mammy, she was thinking about Mommy,
right?
Which is Mama, Miss Judy Garland,
right? Of course.
But like she I also just wonder, like, how much cocaine was used during the taping of that.
Yeah, we know she
that
had
show.
A rough pass.
She had a rough pass and everything. But boy, oh boy,
I saw her live a couple times. So
you did?
Yes, I did. Yes.
All right.
Once was at the Holiday Star Theater with my mother. I brought my mom.
All right. Where's the Holiday Star Theater?
Well, it's no longer. It was in right across the border in Indiana.
Okay. So it was
but
in Indiana.
In Indiana.
All right.
But close. And I saw her I got to go see Oprah her last season, Oprah's last season. And Liza was one of the guests. Jon Stewart and Liza, I was on.
What?
For that day. Yeah.
That is quite the show.
That was.
The one Oprah that I went to go see was with Brad Pitt.
Oh.
And that horrible movie,
I would have
Meet Joe
traded
Black.
with you.
Girl, no, you wouldn't.
Oh, no.
Because you had to get there so super early.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Like, we were there at 6 o'clock in the morning and then loaded onto a bus and then shuffled off to Michigan Avenue to go watch that horrible movie,
no, we didn't
Meet Joe Black.
Oh, no, we didn't do that. No.
So it was like, that whole thing was like, it was a crazy experience because I was still working at Navy Pier as a part of the improv company, and three of us, like one of my friends got it. So there were three of us that went. It was Michelle, Mike, and me. And Mike and I were basically two of maybe four guys in the entire audience. And so we got there. It was early. We went and watched this movie. They gave us like a little tiny popcorn and a little tiny soda at 8 o'clock in the morning. We watched this movie it was a 2.5 hour kind of extravaganza. And then when we got out, everybody had to pee. Yeah. Since we were four guys. Yeah. Everybody, all the women were using the men's room as, like, let's do it. I'm like, yeah, go for it. But so we got on the last bus to get in there, and then so you had to go through security and all that stuff, and they were giving us a box lunch. And by the time we got through security and they got our box lunch, they called our number to go into the studio, but we couldn't bring our food in, so we didn't get to eat. And then Brad Pitt was really boring. He was so boring. Yeah. He was really boring. And it was visibly.
You could have turned the sound off, but you couldn't do that there.
No, because we were all just sitting there, and like literally halfway through, because it was live to tape, halfway through during what was supposed to be a commercial break, they came out like, "All right, folks, we need more energy," and I was just like, "Tell him to be more interesting. He's boring." Anyway.
Yeah, our show was good. And
well, because you had Liza Minnelli.
And at the end, Lululemon, even after the cameras were off, Lululemon founders were in the audience, and they were there to thank Oprah, and they wanted to thank us, and they gave everybody a Lululemon bag filled with Lululemon things.
Look, I do not enjoy their bags that they, with like... Live, laugh, love, like all those little inspirational little totes and everything. But their stuff is really good.
Oh, yeah. And the bag was a really cool,
Oh, it was a good bag. I'm just talking about the little totes that they give you to carry stuff out.
This is a big, bag that we still travel with.
Oh, all right. Come on.
It was 2010. We were on it. That's the last Oprah season, believe it or not.
I believe it.
2010, yeah. Crazy. But anyway, it was a fun experience. I was happy to be there. And Liza was great.
And Liza.
And Jon Stewart was great.
And Liza.
Yeah.
Look, Liza's just talk about somebody who you cannot keep her down.
No.
You cannot keep her down. She's so amazing.
And Melissa Etheridge and her partner were celebrating Liza's birthday the other day. They're big fans and friends of hers. I thought that was pretty cute.
Come on. Yeah. Well, they wheeled her out at the Glad Media Awards last week. And she showed up.
She's always been a supporter. She even, married gay men. That's how much she supported.
She did. What was the name of David? What was his name?
David.
The one with the glasses.
Yes.
He lived in Memphis for a while. Yeah, when I was there. And I actually ran into him. He was coming into a restaurant as I was leaving. And I'm like, oh, it was very strange. But anyway. Happy birthday to Liza. She's got a new book.
Yes.
Out and everything, so
she's still doing it.
She is. She's still doing it, and we're still doing it too.
Yes, we are.
We've got a great show for you today. Hey, just a reminder, everybody out there, you've got until March 17th to cast your vote in the Illinois primary, and all of us at WCPT have been fortunate enough to have conversations with several of the candidates. And today, we are joined by Congresswoman Robin Kelly, who is running to fill Dick Durbin's seat in the U.S. Senate. We're going to be speaking with her later on this hour, and Thompson Thompson Street Opera Company kicks off 2026 with the world premiere of Off Nights at the Sometimes Cafe, a joyful queer cabaret work by non-binary composer Dave Walther, artistic director of Thompson Street Opera Company, and the show's director, Claire Divizio. They're going to be joining us in the second hour. And today is the highest of all holy days. It is Oscar Sunday. Well, it's one of the several of the high gay holidays. Yes, You've got Pride, Halloween, Oscars.
That's pretty much.
The Tonys.
The Tonys. Don't forget the Tonys.
I will think that Thanksgiving is in there as well, so the gays get to show off their culinary prowess. But today is Oscar Sunday.
It is.
And I could not think of a better person to have on this show than to spend it with actor, comedian, writer Alex Grelley, who's getting ready to open the world premiere of Grelle Duvall, Best Actress, featuring the award-winning performances and iconic cinematic moments that have inspired generations. I cannot wait. Girl, Alex Grelley is just like a genius.
He is.
So freaking funny and doing their own thing. So excited. The show's going to be at the Chopin Theater. Opens this week.
Perfect.
It's already started performances. So yeah. But yeah. Anyway, and also the phone and the text line for us are open right now. We would love to hear from you. So give us a call or text us at 773-763-9278. That number again is 773-763-9278. Of course, you can listen to Out Chicago live Sundays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central on 820 a.m. on TuneIn from heartlandsignal.com, or you can watch the live video stream on the WCPT Facebook page or the Heartland Signal YouTube page. And just a reminder that Heartland Signal has a brand new free newsletter. Every week, Heartland Signal's head of research, Aaron Kleiman, delivers Radio Free America, highlighting stories that matter in state politics but aren't getting enough attention. So subscribe today and give it the attention. Attention must be paid. That's a Tony thing. That was a big line. That's like the end of Death of a Salesman. You're welcome.
Did not know that.
Laurie Metcalf is going to be doing that with Nathan Lane on the Broadway. Death of a Salesman.
I did hear that.
Right now, yeah. Anyway, so subscribe today at heartlandsignal.com/newsletters. So how are you holding up there, Ellen Miller?
We hit the ground running when we got back, the middle of the night last week. Did the show, been busy. I did get to see Patti Smith, the iconic Patti Smith. She is a gift. She is just her poetry, her songs, her spirit is. And
Jerry's a big fan.
Well, Jerry's a smart man.
Yeah.
And she's just something special. And I saw her in December at the Chicago Theater and was thrilled to see her there. But they did a quick. It was announced literally 2 days before we left to Mexico, and it happened 2 days after we got back at the Old Town School.
So nice, intimate setting.
Oh my God, just so intimate and so special, and just I just felt blessed to be there, and ran into a lot of friends, as you might imagine. So that was just fantastic. On Tuesday night, she did 2 shows. We were there at the early, and then Friday night we managed to get into the sold out. Mike Shannon, actor Mike Shannon, who's one of the founders of Red Orchid.
Big old pumpkin head.
And he has taken on this in the last, since I guess 2023, so this is going on the 3rd year, of being Michael Stipe as REM, the band REM.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He's been touring the country and the world with some Chicago musician friends of mine and some other great musicians. Jason Narducci, who's a Chicago man, and Vijay Tellis and Doug Julin are in his band, as well as the bass player, John Surratt from Wilco, and the drummer, whose name I can't remember, who's also in Bob Mould and a bunch of bands that Jason's in. Anyway, to see an actor, I always say actors want to be musicians and musicians want to be actors.
Actors want to be directors.
Well,
usually.
You've got, Bill Murray touring in living his blues dream and all this other stuff. But anyway, Michael Shannon brings it, man. They did like 2 hours plus of REM material.
All right, come on now.
And he just killed it. And the crowd was fun. It was a lot of, we were up in...
For some reason, I can't see Michael Shannon being Michael Stipe. Like his vocal quality just seems different, but I bet he does a great job.
He does a great job.
Because he's a talented man.
He's they're bringing this show back in the fall.
Where was it?
It was at the Metro.
Metro, okay.
In the fall, it'll be at the Riviera.
Oh, all right.
And it's already selling there's still tickets available. So if you're an REM fan, if you're a Michael Shannon fan, if you want to support our Chicago musicians that are backing him up, the thing is, I understood the lyrics better with Michael Shannon singing them than Michael Stipe.
Well,
he was a better enunciator for sure as an actor, as a trained actor. So that was a blast. And then there was yesterday, the Straight Pride, as Scott likes to call it. I do my walk. I ended up getting trapped. I stupidly, for the second year in a row, was on Clark Street, where the streets are blocked off. You have to go through like a checkpoint. I'm like, I'm just a walker.
You have to go through a checkpoint?
Well, you have to walk through. Yes, there are police officers to kind of.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. I mean, they were out there. It was sanctioned. But last night, my brother's band was playing at a bar on Lake Street downtown.
But your brother's in a band?
Yeah, he's in 2 bands.
Oh, I didn't know that. How did I never know that?
He's in a country rock band, and he's in a power pop band. And the country rock band is more my style, and I often sit in with them. Mm-hmm. And I thought, if people are going to go to this country bar, maybe it won't be,
to St. Patrick's.
To St. Patrick's.
Yeah.
So we went to a little birthday party next door at our neighbor Zach's, and then we drove downtown. Got a great parking spot. Hey, this bodes well. We're real close. And I walk in. I go, is it real crazy? To the doorman, he goes, well, it is St. Patrick's Day. People are intoxicated. And then there's there's somebody like pushing a comatose-looking fella out the door as we're about to go in.
Oh.
We walk in. It is the S show that so many bars are by about 9:30,
Yeah.
And I looked at, and the band was starting at 10. They were doing a limbo. So they put a string across at the front of in front of the stage on the dance. No. I'm like, can I get my cover back? Because I didn't want my brother to see me or the rest of the band who I know. Yeah. I'm like, I can't. I
can't do this.
Kathy goes, what did you expect? I go,
it's true.
I thought maybe because it was a band and people had to pay a cover that maybe it would have been
because at that point.
I had to relearn the lesson that you do not go anywhere that's serving alcohol unless it's a restaurant on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
So I snuck out. We got in the car and we went home.
A girl. Did you go home? Did you put on comfy clothes?
And we had
Did you put on comfy clothes?
Former tenant.
Did you have a snack?
We had
Did you have a
tea.
snack?
I lit a fire.
Yeah.
No, we don't eat after 8.
Yeah. That's right. You're on that
But
thing.
we lit a fire, and our tenant, who we hadn't seen in a while, was in the neighborhood. She goes, can I come over? I go, yes, we'll be home in 15 minutes. I can't wait to see you.
See?
So, yes, I needed to be reminded of that horribleness.
But this is what I've become. All I want to do is stay home and be cozy. And everything.
I mean, a night like last night, for sure. But
bro, it was so cold last night too. We went. Speaking of we went to go to the opening night of White Rooster at Looking Glass last night.
I haven't seen a show there in I know they suspended shows for a while.
Yeah, I think everybody, the Chicago theater community has been hit pretty hard in terms of the pandemic and with the economy going and everybody trying to figure out what's going on. I'm really. It's going to be very interesting to see what Michigan Avenue turns into because
there's stores leaving and all that.
I mean, Saks Fifth Avenue announced that it is leaving. All of the big flagship stores are closing there, and I think it's going to be nothing but banks because there was already where Top Man, right on the corner of Pearson and Michigan, right across from Water Tower.
Yeah.
Water Tower is basically empty. That's a weird thing. The building that was across there that had H&M and Uniqlo and all of that stuff, that's going to be a bank. That giant Crate and Barrel turned into the dumbest Starbucks on the planet.
I've still never been there.
You don't need to go.
A friend of mine's a pastry chef there.
Great.
It's good, but it's still not enough
wonderful.
To bring me
No,
in there.
I mean, it's just silly. And, who needs a Starbucks that big? And
It's obviously still going, though. I guess tourists probably like it.
Tourists like it because there's nowhere else to go on Michigan Avenue now.
Yeah.
But we were down there, but you can be on Michigan Avenue and go to Looking Glass Theater. Looking Glass is one of my favorite theater companies.
I've always loved it.
In the city and in the country.
Yeah.
A lot of it is, we come, there are a bunch of Northwestern kids. So,
the physical theater.
It's the physical theater. It's the adapting of literature for stage. For a lot of it, they are one of the few theater companies that continues to do world premieres. It's crazy. And this show, White Rooster, is a world premiere written by Matthew C. Yee. It is a mash. how's the best way to describe it? Because it's an odd one. It's a quirky, strange play. It is Chinese folk tales mashed up with Western Americana and some music and puppets thrown in there.
Okay.
Yes, it's
Sounds like an interesting
got something for everyone. Yeah, and it is like a highly imagistic, a lot of like stories within stories kind of vibe that's going on there. The performances are great, are fantastic. There are a couple of actors who I'm like, you don't have anything to do. Why don't you have anything to do? Yeah, but it's like, it is definitely, if you are a theater lover and you love Looking Glass, they've already extended. They just opened and they've already extended it.
That's a good sign for them.
Yeah, and it's, I don't know. It's like, I'm still thinking about it.
Mm-hmm. That's,
which is something,
thinking about it, that says volumes.
That's really great, but it's, it was great to go have like a date night with me and Jerry. Although he's sick right now, which was kind of, he's like,
I'm
look,
sorry.
He's got this cold that won't go away. He's like, if I start coughing, I'm going to have to leave. I'm like, okay. All right, step outside. And I'm like, but if you start coughing and you don't, like before Act 2 happens and you don't think that we can do Act 2, let me know and we'll leave. Fortunately, he made it through. He got it through. But it was cool. Like,
Riccolo.
Yeah. It was Ricola. Yeah. But it was like, it's kooky. It is definitely like I think one person described it as like a David Lynch film mashed together with Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And puppets.
And puppets, okay.
Yes, so it is a strange one. Although I will say, like, sometimes I hate going to opening nights just because the interns or the younger people who are in, this is where I'm become old man Jenkins, get off of my lawn. Yeah. They're a little too eager of an audience. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do know exactly.
I hate, like, we were like, I'm like, but they didn't do anything yet. Why are you it's like, and
we saw a show like that, It Will Remain Nameless, that people were just going gaga for, but they were all their friends that were on stage.
Yeah, and I'm like, wait,
are you seeing the same thing we're seeing?
I know, but I also, like, I understand that you want to support people and you're there to, like, give great energy, but you also screw up, like, the rhythm of the play when, like, laughs happen in unexpected places and they're gonna have to hold for that, like, it's like but so that was a little annoying, but David Schwimmer was there,
of course,
Rick Bayless was there, all the so many of the Looking Glass
stars, yes.
The Looking Glass folks were there. It was just wonderful to be out and about and to see, and again, hats off to Looking Glass, who continues to do new work and to push the boundaries and to see, like, what theater is. It's kind of like, I would love to see them partner with manual cinema.
Oh,
because there was a little bit of manual cinema kind of shadow puppetry happening throughout this, and I'm like, I would love to see a collaboration of those two companies to see and take notes.
Take notes, folks. If you're listening out Chicago right now, Scott's giving you some great ideas.
I've got gold here for you. Theater gold for you. Oh.
They're on the phones right now making it happen.
They are. But on that note, we should probably take a break. But before we do that, this part about Chicago is brought to you by Team Hochberg. If you are purchasing a new home, you need to call Team Hochberg, your trusted local lender. Sally, Bob, and their newborn son, Gus, combined income of $200,000 a year. How much Gus puts into that? I don't know. They called to get pre-qualified. David answered their questions, introduced them to a realtor, and helped them secure a mortgage with a low down payment. Let's review. David pre-qualified Sally and Bob to purchase a home 4 months before their lease expired, introduced them to a realtor who located them the perfect home, and helped them secure a mortgage with only 3% down. So if you're purchasing a home and want to make the same outstanding service Sally, Bob, and Gus received, call Team Hochberg now at 855 563-2843 or visit 56david.com and Google Team Hochberg to read their 700 5-star reviews. Team Hochberg helped thousands of WCPT listeners, but they can't help if you don't call 855-563-2843 or visit that website you know and love, 56david.com. Lower.com, equal housing lender, NMLS 1124061. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, there is more Out Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal.
The Lightning Strike Radio Show.
Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino, Trump Castle Hotel, Trump Plaza Hotel, 1992. All filed for bankruptcy within a year. Trump
hey, Mohammed, a quick question. Mohammed.
2004. Hang on 1 second, Ken. Let me get my rant out, and then you can join us.
No, I understand.
Trump Entertainment Resorts, 2009.
Wait, how does somebody
the casino industry before the bankruptcies? Now, Ken, your turn.
I'm saying, how does somebody bankrupt a casino?
Sundays at 9 a.m. on WCPT 820 a.m.
Chicago. On March 17th, we choose our next voice in Congress. LaShawn Ford's record, disqualifying. LaShawn Ford was indicted and convicted by President Obama's Justice Department for tax fraud. And that's just the start. While we were struggling, LaShawn Ford was getting rich in real estate, ripping off working people and evicting families in need. Then Ford voted to raise our taxes by 32%, one of the biggest tax hikes in Illinois history. All while skipping out on paying his own taxes and voting to give himself multiple raises. LaShawn Ford sticks us with higher taxes while he gets a deal. We can't afford another self-dealing career politician in office. LaShawn Ford is not who we need in Congress. Paid for by Fair Shake and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Fair Shake is responsible for the content of this advertising. www.fairshakepac.com.
WCPT replay.
This is exactly where we are. This is how we got here because Joe Biden would not play that game. And, you know, Obama did not play that game. We certainly didn't give them the clown show that Trump does. This is why I keep trying to tell people, like, it's not the show. Mm-hmm. Don't take the rage bait. Don't be part of the show. This is how he got elected again. These people want him in there because he makes them money. He gives them fame. Everybody's paying attention right now. They didn't pay attention when Biden was in office and he was getting so much done, but they didn't pay attention because it wasn't a clown show. There wasn't the opportunity for them to, you know, cover him and put on a little show of standing up to him for a second and then become famous and write a book.
Keep listening to WCPT 820 because facts matter.
Hey Google, play WCPT.
Streaming Chicago's progressive talk from TuneIn.
Welcome back. I'm Kim Hunt with Affinity Community Services. You're listening to Out Chicago on WCPT.
Welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ellen Miller, just rolling along. Oh boy, what a giant poop parade the world is right now, thanks to the dum-dum in the White House.
Mr. Nasty, I'm calling him Nasty Man. He's a nasty man.
He's just rotten. He is rotten to the core. He is like, ugh. He's just rotten. And all of it's so very clear that these dum-dums, wannabe alpha males that are running the show, air quotes, running the show, just kind of trying to keep up.
It's frightening.
With all of their like mishaps that they keep stumbling into. It just shows that they have zero plans or any real clear objectives for this stupid war they unnecessarily started with Iran. You mean you've got oil prices up? I think I heard today that they are up 79 cents a gallon in a month. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, great. It looks like boots on the ground are going to be kind of almost inevitable. Ding Dong is realizing that Iranians aren't able to rise up and take over the regime as this regime kills people who goes and protests. And now he's putting out a call for, like, we need other countries to come in and step in. And other countries are like, wait, what? Yeah. You're the one that wanted out of NATO. Yeah. You're the one, like, what are you talking about? Mm-hmm. It is just a disaster that is going on there. It's just a huge, huge mess that is happening, and it seems to be all to distract from, again, the Epstein files. Hello, Epstein files.
Jimmy Kimmel calls it the Trump Epstein files.
The Trump Epstein files that are happening. Like, hello, what's going on with that? I mean, this is all just weird, sort of, it's just a mess.
Yeah.
It is just a mess. And again, I'm tired of people over there who are throughout in the MAGA world who all of a sudden become they are really, really up to speed with all of the nuances of all of the political issues that are happening in the Middle East. It's just chef's kiss. How wonderful. It's costing us so much money. I thought we were America first. Isn't that what's going on here? Why aren't we using that money to give people, I don't know, health care, or bring down grocery prices? It's
a crime.
Or help with housing, help with things that really, really affect Americans and what's going on here. But no. We just want to have
Well, yeah, and then their sons are investing in drone companies and all of the warfare, and just the shades of Halliburton when Cheney got us involved in the Iraq War. It's a few people at the top getting rich on the backs of Americans, and we lost 6 beautiful lives. I could cry I looked at Jake Tapper has been posting the biographies and the pictures of the airmen and airwomen that were killed this week, and it's heart-wrenching. These people trying to do serve their country, do their patriotic duty in a war that did not need to happen, because he had a feeling about it. I just have a feeling about it.
I have a feeling about it too.
Yeah, I have a feeling about it, him and the war, and it's just here we are again. Here we are again, and no end in sight. We cannot trust, as you said, the brain trust. There's no brain.
There's no brain.
There's no trust.
None.
There's none of it. Hegseth is a moron. They're just the worst of the worst that are in charge of our country right now.
Again, it's like they are wannabe alpha males who think this is a video game, and they aren't realizing how much they are messing with the global economy when it comes to oil that's going on, and then what's going on here in America. Like they just want to blow things up.
Yeah.
And also, if we are ever in doubt that we are in a fascist regime, there are reports coming out that the FCC is saying, like, if you, to like the legacy media, that if you are, if the White House is, if you are broadcasting news that is unfavorable of this war or that challenges this war, then the White House does not find favorable, you could possibly lose your broadcast license because of that. Now, state-controlled media, I don't know what's going on that. But most importantly, though, before he will sign any piece of legislation, Ding Dong announced early last week that he will refuse signing any legislation unless the SAVE Act is passed and it comes across his desk.
And it's not going to get passed, from what I'm hearing. It's not going to get passed.
No, because it is ridiculous.
It'll hurt. Think about how many Republicans in his red states are running around with passports. And the kind of ID
and birth
that
certificates.
And birth certificates.
They're going to be going on around here.
And then, as somebody said, when it doesn't pass, he's setting up, the 2026 election was rigged.
I know, and he is, he is about a month early in starting that whole thing, because usually he starts rolling out talk about election fraud. Usually in about April is when he starts saying, like, it's rigged, it's going to be totally rigged, everything is rigged, it's a fraud, we can't believe it, blah, 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 all that stuff. So now we started that earlier because he realizes, like, how much he is tanking. The American people do not like it. They do not like him, what's going on there. But what's also very, very interesting about the SAVE Act, so what we're doing with the SAVE Act, as you probably know, it's the Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act. You need to require proof of U.S. citizenship to register and to vote in federal elections, and impose stricter photo ID requirements at the polls. So we're talking, you need a birth certificate, you need a passport, I don't even think if your real ID, if that counts for everything that's going on there. But like 50% of Americans don't have a passport. Yeah. They don't have those things, or they have them readily available.
Right.
Yes, but according to the Brennan Center for Justice, more than 21 million eligible U.S. citizens lack ready access to passport, birth certificate, and roughly half of those Americans just don't have a passport. And it's really going to affect young voters, low-income Americans, rural residents, voters of color, and anybody who has changed their name that does not match their birth certificate yeah. And all of their passports and everything. But one thing that's also really, really interesting is how Ding Dong has attached 2 new things onto the SAVE Act, which is all about prohibiting trans women and girls from competing in women's sports and restricting gender-affirming care for minors to be included in the bill. So, because voter fraud? What?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, they have so much in common.
It's so unreal. Again, they're using the trans community as a weapon to help get some sort of dumb legislation passed.
Because it worked so well in the last election when they ran those millions of dollars worth of horrible propaganda, ridiculous lies in swing states that Elon Musk paid for, and it worked.
Yep.
Because they stoked the fear with false narratives, and lo and behold, they saw, wow, that's a winning formula.
It's a winning formula. But let's remind folks out there that out of the 500,000 student athletes, there are 10 trans athletes. Yeah. 10. Okay. Let's also remind that according to the American Immigration Council, a review of Heritage Foundation data found 68 proven cases of non-citizens voting in the U.S. election
68
for more than 40 years.
68
out of the 1 billion votes cast in that period. So that's basically incidences below 0.0001%. Clearly, voter fraud is running rampant.
You know what? If you interview some of these MAGA, his MAGA base, it's all about the people. All the immigrants are voting illegally. Facts escape them.
Yeah. Well, I know that, and there's I'm trying to stay off of social media. I'm glad I'm doing it because there are some I still have people that I went to high school with in conservative Missouri who were like, I don't get it. I mean, you need an ID to drive a car, to fly in a plane, to buy alcohol. I'm like, well, none of those things are a guaranteed right for you within the Constitution.
True, that's a good point.
People don't need to be on planes. They don't need to drive cars. They don't need to buy booze. It's not their right to do that. It is your right to vote.
It is your right to vote.
If you are here, if you are a citizen.
That obstructs that right is anti-American and anti-democracy.
And it's a freaking poll tax that's happening. You have to pay to vote. If you don't have a passport, you need to go through that process. Or would have to go through that process, which is what, $185?
Yeah, at least, yeah.
Right now, that's a lot of money to a lot of people right now, especially when $185 will basically buy you milk, eggs, and bread. Yeah. And so right now that is what they are focusing on. They want this SAVE Act to go through, and they put on these 2 anti-trans little part they tacked onto it, which, by the way, didn't pass the House. So if it goes to the Senate, they would have to amend it. I believe Dick Durbin this week was like, can you tell me when is the last time that the Senate has amended a bill? When asked about these questions, and they were like, oh yeah, we haven't done that. There we are. But it's it involves when you, in order to for trans folks who have changed their names, for married women, some men, who have changed their names and everything, to update your identifying documents. It can involve court filings, fees. Some states, a judge's approval. In some states, they've passed law that forbid people from changing their gender on their identity documents. And the State Department has limited how sex is displayed on federal documents like passports. Yeah. A spokesperson, Alan Morris, Director of Policy for the National LGBTQ+ Task Force, in a statement said, right now, because trans communities are so under attack, we are seeing where more people are either pausing the process of updating all of their documents, or they're not even going through with the process out of all fear. We also have some folks who went through the process of updating their passport to their name, and the government literally said no. They rejected these passport applications. And tell me that's not restricting voters.
Yep. That's what it's about. That's what it's all about. I am, our young friend that was over last night, our former tenant, she said her boyfriend, who is conservative, but he doesn't like Trump, all of his friends who are like military are starting to hate him, which is, even the ones that supposedly liked him and voted for him. I mean, it was encouraging for me to hear that people are thinking for themselves.
Like I said, the tide is turning.
Yes, I think
a little
it
bit,
is.
but what damage is going to be done, and that is why it is most importantly to show up to vote.
Yes.
And so with that, we're going to go to a break because we are going to be speaking with a candidate who is who's trying to fill Dick Durbin's seat in the U.S. Senate. I'm so excited to be speaking with Congresswoman Robin Kelly, who will be joining us on the other side of a break. So please stick around. You're listening to Out Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal.
Around the Town, Chicago, with Al Besloff.
Oh, that's Jan. Okay. That's Jan Chakowski is going to be calling in. So
from Evanston.
Yeah. Jan.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi there. You know the answer to our quiz.
Just because you're you, we want to send you something. You're going to get a gift certificate to go to Stacked and Folded in Evanston and have some food.
Thank you. And as long as it's not a bribe, I can accept it.
Sunday afternoons at 1 on WCPT 820.
Congressman Davis says it best.
I am endorsing and supporting State Representative Stephanie Kifowitz to become the next comptroller for the state of Illinois.
When it comes to Illinois comptroller, Stephanie Kifowitz is the choice to make. We need to get out and vote for her on or before March 17th.
Paid for by Kifowitz for Controller. For more information, visit KifowitzForController.com.
Jose and Laura came to Brookfield Tax Planning worried about their taxes. After their free, no-obligation tax reduction review, they discovered they'd been overpaying $8,100 every year for 28 years. That's $227,000 of hard-earned money gone forever. Why? Jose and Laura's financial advisor did nothing to reduce their taxes, and their accountant records history after the year ends when it's too late to use legal, proactive tax reduction strategies for business owners and retirees. 94% of Brookfield's clients discover they've wasted thousands for years due to passive advisors. Brookfield Tax Planning reviews your returns free and can show you how much you're overpaying, how to plan ahead now to stop it. You risk nothing. But this may be the most profitable hour you'll invest all year. Call Brookfield Tax Planning at 708-485-3439 or visit BrookfieldTaxPlanning.com. That's BrookfieldTaxPlanning.com.
WCPT Replay.
Jamie Harrison is a treasure.
I hope the American people stand up and speak out in a way that we've never seen before. So that they send a strong message to folks, and particularly, I don't really give a damn the message that it goes to Donald Trump. I want the message to be sent to the feckless Republicans that you see in Congress, the ones who talk a great game, but in the end of the day, who have been as pliable as a string in the wind. I mean, these folks are just, Mike Johnson's, the Thunes of the world.
Yeah, you want to send them a message. I want them beaten.
Yeah.
I want them out.
Well, that's the message that I want. I want to wipe them out of the Congress.
Keep listening to WCPT 820 because facts matter.
WCPT 820, Chicago's progressive talk, where facts matter.
Hey,
everybody. This is Tanya Richard from Tanya's Take, Race Culture and the Culture of Race, and you are listening to Out Chicago, WCPT.
Welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ellen Miller, rolling along. Hey, just a reminder, you have until March 17th to cast your vote for the in the Illinois primary, and one of the most highly contested races is to fill Senator Dick Durbin's seat in the Senate. That obviously was the thing when I called him a senator, Dick Durbin. He's in the U.S. Senate.
Yes,
That's funny how that works out. There we are. And I'm very excited right now. Joining us now is one of the candidates, Congresswoman Robin Kelly. Congresswoman, welcome to the show, and thank you so much for taking time out today. I know it is crunch time for you.
Yes, it is. Thank you so much. I'm running around to different St. Patrick events.
Okay.
I know. All right. All right. Hydrate. That's all I got to say. Hydrate.
I am with water.
Congresswoman, I just want to start our conversation with what I ask every candidate who is running for office. Why run?
Why run? Because, I've been in Congress 13 years.
Yep.
I absolutely love my job. I absolutely love serving the people. I had the privilege of serving the 2nd District, and now I want to do what I've done in the 2nd for the entire state. I was the party chair. I worked for the treasurer. I was his chief, so I've served the state, but I want to do more for more people because we all do better when we all do better.
Our audience is largely LGBTQ Chicagoans. What kind of issues are affecting LGBTQ people that are, you think, the most urgent at the federal level right now?
Well, the issue is affordability and healthcare, no matter who you are. My district is urban, suburban, and rural, and I hear it. People are being squeezed and struggling while the president and his family are just getting richer and richer. Yeah. But I worry about the trans community in particular because of the different pieces of legislation, that different states and federally that people are trying to pass. I worry. After what happened with Roe v. Wade, what will happen with marriage equality? That's why we have got to at least win the House of Representatives. That we think we're going to win that one, going into November. Mm-hmm. Very, 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 very important. Mm-hmm. But LGBTQ community faces what I face as a straight Black woman as far as affordability, health care, homelessness, housing, how vets are treated, especially in that community.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But sticking with the trans community for a second, we were just talking about how the SAVE Act, which Ding Dong says that he will, I'm not going to sign anything until this comes across my desk. And he tacked on 2 anti-trans provisions onto this thing that did not pass the House. How do you square that circle?
Well, because of the Senate, whatever passes the House, they cannot get things passed in the Senate unless Democrats join in, and Democrats did not join. Maybe Fetterman did. We never know.
Wow, exactly.
That guy. But yeah, that guy. But otherwise, they don't have the votes. That's why he's trying to change the number of votes that you need. But that's ridiculous. It affects the LGBTQ community. It affects women. Women need to, 70 million women will be disenfranchised because if you don't have the same last name, it's when you were born. And if you get your birth certificate and if you took your husband's name, then you won't have the same last name. So that will disenfranchise. The idea that you have to get your birth certificate or passport costs money, and everybody, again, affordability can't afford to, just run and get their passport or their birth certificate. And then even if you did that, when you go to vote, you still have to have different registration and not your driver's license. Mm-hmm. So they are making it so hard because he's trying to steal election, the midterm redistricting, the nationalization of votes, going into Fulton County and looking at, voter who's registering, and not only Fulton County, Georgia, but other places also. Yeah. We have got to be vigilant, and, people have got to speak up if they see, feel, hear, witness any voter suppression.
Yes, Congresswoman, yes. Absolutely. You said you have served in Congress for 13 years.
13 years next month.
I know, and thank you for all of your service, especially all of your service you've done for folks here in Illinois. You've been so strong with anti-guns and all other different kinds of legislation. How would you say your experience in the House has prepared you uniquely to take on the role of senator when we go out to the polls on the 17th?
Sure. Like we said, almost 13 years. Of my 13 years, I've only been in a majority 4 of those 13 years.
Wow.
So I know how to work across the aisle.
Yes.
I passed legislation under Barack Obama, Donald Trump, believe it or not, working with my Republican colleagues, and Joe Biden. Most of the things I've passed have been in a bipartisan way. And you can talk about, I'm going to bring the Illinois blueprint. D.C. ain't Illinois. It is not blue. It is not veto-proof houses or anything like that. You have to learn how to work with everyone. I never give up my values. Never, never, never. But where I can work together, my district is urban, suburban, and rural, the biggest Democratic district. I have 4,500 farms. They don't look like me or vote like me, but my farmers like me because if you're mine, as I say, if you're my constituent, you're my constituent, and I try to lift all boats to the best of my, the best of my ability. And I will bring all of that, my relationships and what I've been able to do. So many of my colleagues support me, so many. Some can't say it out loud, but so many support me because they know the work I do. They know I'll be a great partner in the Senate.
Yeah, I can only imagine that your time in Congress can only be an incredible asset. You understand the machinations of how the Senate works and how the whole how the legislature works. Yes.
And I know people in the Senate already, many people, because many of them were my colleagues, in the House. So, and all that helps. All that helps.
And Congresswoman, apart from your experience in Congress, what sets you apart from your competitors right now?
Good morning. I have worked on every level of government. So I know every level of government. Also, I do the work. I have integrity. I do the work that needs to be done. I walk the talk. I'm not afraid to say, sign on to block the bomb. I wasn't afraid to say when asked, yes, I thought it was genocide. Maybe it didn't start off like that, but that was the result of it. I haven't been afraid to stand up, speak up, or show up. And I'm unbought and unbossed, and I'm transformative, not transactional. I think that's the difference. I mean, I'm not trying to buy the race, which I feel the two strongest opponents are trying to do that. I've spent time doing my job, not raising money.
And we thank you for that, because how refreshing it is today to have somebody saying, you are all of my constituents are my constituents, not blue voters, not red voters. You are all of them. And that is leadership that I think we need, especially during this crazy time.
We could talk about, I'm going to fight, but you got to have accomplishments. You can't just fight. People are sick of us fighting. They want to get things done. They want to see progress. And that's what I'm about, progress and getting things done. And sometimes you can't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. Yes, we need so much. In the richest country in the history of the world, everyone doesn't have health care. We still have too many homeless. We still have too many people hungry. Minimum wage should not be at $7.25. That is ridiculous. We need to invest in our environment. There's so much work to do. And even when we take over Democrat, we can't go back to business as usual. We got to get, we just can't rest on our laurels. We have to do immigration reform. We have to do more for the LGBTQ community, for the homeless, for people that don't have health care. It wasn't great when we were in charge. We have to make it better.
Amen to that. What gives you the most hope right now for what's going on in American politics?
I think that, when Kamala and Trump ran and we were saying, we got to save our democracy, I don't think that people quite understood what we were talking about. We weren't as clear maybe, or, you have to break it down. And I think that now, people understand. And when you look at, the No King's Day protests and the amount of people involved, that's what gives me hope. Young people involved, that's what gives me hope. And also, all the special elections we won, the Democrats have won mostly all of them. We kicked butt November 25 election. I mean, we won in places, Mississippi, Georgia, places we
Texas,
don't win in.
yeah.
So, that has jumping up and down. Prop 50 passed in California, hallelujah. But we can't let our foot off the gas. We can never let your foot off the gas,
Well, and you haven't been letting your foot off the gas for the last 13 years when you have been serving everybody in Congress. And having somebody who understands how Congress works and has acting real relationships in there, I think it only be an asset to what you are going to offer.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I know right now we are in crunch time. I know as we're getting ready to head to the polls on the 17th. Do you have any upcoming events? I believe you're in Lakeview today.
Yeah, I'm on the South Side now with the South Side Irish stuff, and then I'm going to the North Side, and tomorrow I'll be at a bunch of polling places, and Tuesday also.
Stay safe with all that bunch of Irish stuff.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Well, I'm a Kelly.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yes, you're part of the group.
That's my people.
Oh my gosh, Congresswoman Robin Kelly, thank you so much for joining us today. Best of luck, and for more information, head to robinforsenate.com if you want to find out more information about her platform. Congresswoman Robin Kelly, thank you so much for taking time out today. And I just want to remind you that WCPT's election night coverage begins Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central. Patty Vasquez, Richard Shue, and Jonas Pizzito will be anchoring the broadcast with special guests, live updates from our reporters, candidate call-ins, and big speeches. Listen on WCPT820.com and tune in or watch the live stream on the WCPT's Facebook page and the Heartland Signal YouTube page. WCPT's election night special is sponsored by Fazio Insurance, an independent insurance agency serving residents and businesses in Will and DuPage counties since 1953. For more information, call Paul Fazio at 815-727-2611 or at FazioINS.com. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, it is the second hour about Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal.
Stephanie Miller.
My personal comedy, Jesus.
People are standing up. We're seeing it all over the place. This 21-year-old girl in Colombia who sued the Trump administration because they tried to Mahmoud Khalil her, and they backed down. Jeffrey Goldberg is doing this, and they're backing down. People are showing up to vote in special elections. Guys, these guys are so beatable, and they're messy, and they're sloppy, and they're dumb. Let's keep it up.
We love you, Tom Fugelsang.
Stephanie Miller, weekday mornings, 8 to 11 on WCPT 820.
Winter in Chicago hits hard. Is your home ready to stay warm and energy efficient? At Green Attic, they help you fight back against the cold. They're Chicagoland's trusted experts in attic insulation, spray foam, crawl space encapsulation, and mold remediation, solutions that lock in warmth and cut your heating bills. If your upstairs feels freezing or your furnace never stops running, your attic might be the culprit. Their team seals in comfort and stops energy waste at the source. Need roofing? Their sister company, Green Attic Roofing, offers asphalt, flat, premium roofs, and even Tesla solar roofs, all backed by a 10-year labor warranty and instant online quotes. Winter storms don't wait. Replace that aging roof now and protect your investment. With over 15 years of experience and more than 1,000 five-star reviews, Green Attic delivers real comfort, real savings, season after season. Visit greenattic.com for a free insulation consultation or go to greenatticroofing.com for your instant roofing estimate. Green Attic, healthy home, happy family.
Tune into the Thom Hartmann radio program, your home for news, opinion, and insight, right here on WCPT 820, where facts matter.
NBC News Radio, I'm Lisa Carton. President Trump says he's not ready to make a deal to end the war with Iran. Trump made the comment in a wide-ranging phone interview with NBC News, adding, quote, because the terms aren't good enough yet. Trump said Iran wants to make a deal, but he stressed any terms would have to be very solid. The president's comments followed a Reuters report that the Trump administration has rejected efforts to advance talks to end the conflict. The Pentagon has identified the 6 Air Force members who were killed in a plane crash in Iraq. U.S. Central Command says the airmen died Thursday when their military refueling tanker crashed. On Saturday, the deceased were identified as 33-year-old Major John Kleiner of Auburn, Alabama, 31-year-old Captain Ariana Savino of Covington, Washington, 34-year-old Technical Sergeant Ashley Pruitt of Bardstown, Kentucky, 38-year-old Captain Seth Koval of Mooresville, Indiana, 30-year-old Captain Curtis Angst of Williamton, Ohio, and 28-year-old Technical Sergeant Tyler Simmons of Columbus, Ohio. Energy Secretary Chris Wright says he expects the war in Iran to come to an end in the next few weeks. Wright made the comment during an appearance on ABC's This Week, adding that people will, quote, see a rebound in supplies and a pushing down of prices after that.
We were very aware that we would have short-term disruption, cause a little bit of increased prices on Americans.
It comes as drivers are paying steep prices at the gas pump as a result of the conflict. AAA says the current price for regular gas in the U.S. averages about $3.70 a gallon. That's up around 25 cents from last week. As of today, California gas prices are the highest in the nation, with the state average for regular gas at about $5.48 a gallon. Thousands are without power in Hawaii as a huge storm batters the islands. Flash flooding has forced evacuations on Oahu's North Shore. You're listening to the latest on NBC News.
This is Chicago's Progressive Talk, 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and online at WCPT820.com, where facts matter.
From energy to public health, extreme weather, the economy, and more, Climate Connections makes the global local. Hear it weekdays during the Thom Hartmann program and during Joan Esposito, live, local, and progressive. Right here on WCPT 820, Chicago's Progressive Talk, where facts matter.
This is First Take at Daybreak with Al Kendall. Sundays, 7 a.m., where sharp minds meet real conversations. From city programs making a difference to guests shaping Chicagoland's future, Al's got the mic and the message. You'll hear from folks like Board President Tony Preckwinkle, city and county officials, and maybe even your alderman. He has a rotating cast of insiders who actually know what's going on. If you want the headlines and the backstory, start your morning here. First Take at Daybreak. Sundays, 7 a.m., unplugged and unfiltered.
You know that you can listen to Chicago's Progressive Talk on WCPT AM 820. Stream us live at WCPT820.com and on the TuneIn Radio app. Or you can ask Alexa, Siri, or Google to play WCPT from TuneIn. But now you have another option. We're simulcasting our programming overnights, 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. on WSBC AM 1240 for a clearer reception in and around the city. Chicago's Progressive Talk, WCPT 820. And now overnights on WSBC 1240 AM, where facts matter. WCPT Replay.
John Fugelsang. Listen, y'all, the dude wrote a book called Separation of Church and Hate. What a great title. Tell us a little bit what's happening in that space.
Well, and I'm so grateful to you and all the deeply attractive listeners of WCPT for supporting this book. So I wrote this book years ago about how to use the Bible for believers and atheists, because even if you don't believe in Jesus, if you're debating a right-wing Christian on any of the issues that divide us, Jesus is probably on your side, whether he's a literal figure or not. They don't care about the teachings of Jesus. They don't care about religious freedom. They don't give a damn what God tells you to do in the Bible. They care about conservative Christian power. That's it. Jesus' movement was all about humanity and all about humility. He was not about total right-wing domination of the school board.
Keep listening to WCPT 820. Because facts matter.
This is WCPT 820, where facts matter.
I'd like to welcome you to WCPT AM's Out Chicago. Think of us as Sunday brunch with your gay best friends. Now please welcome your host, Scott Duff.
Welcome back to the second hour of Out Chicago. Scott Duff here and Ella Miller rolling along.
Yes, we are rolling.
I'm still celebrating Liza's birthday on the inside of my heart.
Duff.
Liza with a Z, not Lisa with an S, because Lisa with an S, because... Yeah. Oh, I probably can't sing any more of that.
Yes, you can.
We'll have to pay.
Oh, we won't.
Girl, Liza needs her money. We got to give Liza her money. Yeah,
she's doing fine.
She is doing fine at 80 years. 80 years young. I hate it when people say 80 years young. It's like, no. You've earned those years. You can still be youthful, but like just 80 years young, ugh, stop it. Stop it.
Young at heart.
Yes. Be young at heart.
Mm-hmm.
have a childlike sense of wonder and curiosity.
That's my mantra.
Be a lifelong learner, like Liza.
Mm-hmm.
And be funny when she does her little oopsies, when she gets the dizzies on poop. Jason Bateman, the show.
Smartless.
No.
Oh.
That's the broad podcast. Arrested Development. She was on Arrested Development, and she always had dizzy. She would get dizzy spells and just fall over.
Oh.
Brilliant. It's comedy. It's comedy. And we're going to bring you some comedy and some art this hour. A little bit later on this hour, we're going to be speaking with the artistic director of Thompson Street Opera Company. They're kicking off 2026 with the world premiere of Off Nights at the Sometimes Cafe, which is a queer cabaret work by non-binary composer Dave Walther. We're going to be chatting with artistic director Claire Divizio a little bit later on. But again, tonight is one of the high holy days in the queer calendar. It is Oscar night. We're talking gowns. We're talking clips. We're talking Best Actress. And I could not think of a better person to have on the show than actor, writer, comedian Alex Grelley. He was getting ready for the world premiere of his new show, Grelle Duvall, Best Actress at the Chopin Theater. Alex Grelley, welcome back.
Hey, guys.
Hey,
how's it going? I've missed you. How have you been?
We've been a little sad.
We've missed you, too.
We've missed you. We need to have some more Grelley in our lives, make our life a little more Grelliful and wonderful. Girl, first of all, congrats. I know you've already started performances. Grelle Duvall, Best Actress. For some people out there, for our listeners, who might not quite understand, like, who is Grelle Duvall? Mm-hmm. And what was the inspiration for this new show, Best Actress?
Grelle Duvall has been going around at the city and performing around the city for about 11 years now.
I know.
Which is crazy.
Amazing.
And it's really celebrating women in film, so why not just focus even more so on my favorite performances, my favorite female performances in film, and make it strictly themed and make it like a early 90s Oscar ceremony to boot. So like that's kind of what Best Actress is focusing on is my favorite performances of all time, with a 5-piece band and choreography and spectacle and puppetry and film.
What? Oh my God! I love. Okay, first of all, your brain
and more.
There we are.
More. Yeah.
One thing that always makes me so happy about you is you are definitely of the school more is more, which I just I live for. And the way that you started Grelle Duvall as I believe it started just you, but you have now created this network of artistic collaborations that you've been working with. Like you said, you've got a band that's going to be playing with you and all this stuff. What is it? Has it been like getting this from the page to the stage this go around?
Exhausting and rewarding. This one is the biggest one we've ever done. It's upstairs at the Chopin, which has always been Chopin Theater in the heart of Wicker Park.
One of my favorite venues.
Yeah, me too. I did a Joan Crawford parody movie with Helena Handbag there. God, I don't know what year, but it was a while ago. Like 2012, 2011, I think.
Okay.
We did Trog down in the basement about a troglodyte.
Oh, yes. Scott Ferguson directed that.
Yes, Scott directed that. And, I played like the failed science experiment daughter. I did my best Sherry O'Terry impression for that character.
And now you're upstairs in the big space.
I soared. And now I'm up on the big stage, and look where I am now. And we just wanted to, every time we do this show, you want to take it to the next level, and this one definitely feels like the next level. We just did our second preview last night, and been working hard. This cast is incredible, and we've been and the band and the crew. I mean, everyone is just working their asses, their butts off.
You can say ass. You can say ass. They say that in the Bible.
You can say ass.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Alex, can you?
And yeah.
Go on. Finish your thought. Sorry.
Oh, what were you going to say?
I was going to ask if you could favor us with some of the actors that you're going to be portraying. Give us a little preview.
Girl.
Yeah, I mean, we open up with a nod to Powell and Pressburger's Black Narcissus.
Mm-hmm.
So naturally, we're nuns. There's some Deborah Carr in there. There's there's some showgirls. I played Mary Williamson plays Gina Gershon. I play Elizabeth Berkley.
She's
naturally.
a riot. Yeah,
of course.
And there's 3 looks and 1 number for me for that one. So that's a marathon.
Oh my gosh, yes, but of course it is.
Julianne Moore, my favorite Julianne Moore performance, Safe. I forget her name, but it's her. She's the young nanny in Omen. One of my favorite roles.
I did it for
One
you,
of my favorite roles
Damien.
of all time. Yep, you got it, Scott. You booked it. Actually, can you do that part for me tonight?
100%.
He'll be there.
I actually took the night off so I could watch the Oscars, but I will be there. You're like,
I know. I cannot believe we're doing the show on Oscar Sunday.
I know. It's just
Oh,
so
man.
perfect for you. I mean, the stars are kind of colliding. So,
are you rooting for anyone tonight?
Well, yeah, Amy Madigan. I want
Amy Madigan. Weapons was great.
I want Amy Madigan to win so badly because
I love Amy Madigan.
Girl, when I saw her when she first popped on the screen in that wig with that makeup, I watched her perform. Like I was sitting in the theater, I'm going, we are watching an Oscar-winning performance right now, you know. And one of the things that also makes me feel so happy about it too is that there is a comedic take on it, and the Academy always poo-poos comedy.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm like, come on now, come on. But I gotta. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm so glad you said that because the show Best Actress doesn't just highlight. It does definitely highlight Oscar-winning performances, but it also highlights some of my favorite performances that are so underrated in the horror genre. Which is like I think some of the best, most underrated and beautiful performances. And it's like it's crazy to me that like horror's they're just now considering those to be nominated performances.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a nod with Kathy Bates and Misery, you know.
Oh, that's true. That win.
And then and Jodie Foster with Silence of the Lambs, but that's not necessarily horror. I guess neither one of those are horrors. They're horrifying.
They're scary.
They're scary, intense. They're horrifying, you know. But okay, so in the incredible mind, like here's one of the things I was trying to explain to my husband last time, like, you know, so Grelle Duvall, you know, Alex Grelle, like, definitely a good witch. And the one thing that I love about her, Alex is younger than us, but has a very deep appreciation for all of cinema, and specifically for, like, the queer canon of cinema that goes, like, you know, all the way back, as you were saying, to Black Narcissus. I also ran into a couple of people who have been collaborating with you on some of the video aspects of it. So
cool.
I'm very excited. Like I ran into somebody who was like, do I have old age makeup on? I just came back. I'm like, don't tell me. I want to be surprised. But for you, my friend, in your deliciously warped mind, what constitutes like a best actress performance?
Ooh, great question. Definitely one that makes me emote when I watch it every time. Gosh, I don't know. I think it's more like, I don't know that. I don't know how to answer that because it's
a broad thing.
It's one that I relate to. It's a character that is misunderstood, and is just, you know, the performance of it's its time to me. I mean, my ultimate favorite performance kind of ends the show. It's Mary Tyler Moore in Ordinary People.
I was going to ask
and
her.
she lost to Sissy Spacek, and it's just, I think it's the most beautiful performance
Yeah, she was
I've ever
fantastic.
seen on film. And it's such a cool performance to see, because we're always used to her being so perky, and so not perky, but like so comedic and so happy, and then we see her be this foil, and it's so captivating.
So true. Any others that come to mind?
One that we're not doing is that I really wanted to do. Let's talk about ones we are doing.
Okay.
I'm playing. I don't know why, but I gave myself this task. But Casey Alfonso, it put some one of my favorite choreographers in town. Choreographed this beautiful dance. I'm playing Cassie in Chorus Line, which has always been a dream role.
Yeah.
And so the musical theater actress in me comes out, and really it comes and that's another dream role. Just because it's just about a woman like that has the dance inside her, and the dance never dies.
I know.
And
because all she ever needed was the music and the mirror.
And a mirror, baby.
And the chance to dance for you.
We're doing a song that's more modern than the Chorus Line track. So it's a really good, exciting song. So I don't want to give that away.
Nice
but,
All right, yeah. I mean, look, I don't want you to give away. I do, I know, because you need to go see Grelle Duvall, Best Actress. It's at the Chopin Theater. It's gonna be super fun. Because where I am, I'm hoping, I would love to know what did get cut, because I love going to a movie where you can actually see the moment where they're going for the Oscar. One of my favorite moments of all cinema history is Neely O'Hara. It's Patty Duke as Neely O'Hara in Valley of the Dolls, when she's drunk in that alley and she's having her moment of
oh my God,
lion ball. Neely O'Hara. It's just, I'm like, she wanted that Oscar so bad she could taste it. Alas and alack. Yeah, I know. So
I love the necklaces.
Yes.
The necklaces go.
It's impossible. They're making bad. Hey, I can say, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
I know. I mean, Valley of the Dolls. I mean, that did not make the cut. I really wanted to do Annette Bening in this Los Angeles production of Agamemnon, or I forget which Greek tragedy it was. But that got cut, clearly. I just think Annette Bening's a genius.
Yes.
I was blessed to be born on her birthday.
Come on now. I was born on Maggie Smith's birthday.
Oh, okay. Oh, jealous.
I know. So I can fiddle with the back of my earring like nobody's business.
Yes, she's so good. I love her and everything. I mean, I would love to play old Wendy someday.
Yes.
Or tomorrow. You never know.
You never know. But so
you
when
never know.
No, go ahead.
I'm trying to figure out which other ones were cut. I'm trying to think. There was just this show is probably. I've been writing it since lockdown, so there was probably 600 ideas in my phone.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And notes, and now it's dwindled down to probably 30, 25 in the show. We've referenced so many movies in the show, so there's a lot of Easter eggs. There's a lot going on.
And I personally cannot wait to go see Grelle Duvall's Best Actress. It's now playing at the Chopin Theater, and it's going to run through April 12th. And look, you did take it to the next level, literally. You went from the bottom level to the top level, to the main level. Look at that. You are leveling up, Alex Grelle. But hopefully you'll be able to enjoy some Best Actress moments tonight, or at least record them or whatever. But I'm so excited to come check out the show. Alex Grelle, Yeah, I'm telling you, if you want a really good time, if you are a movie buff, or if you aren't a movie buff, if you just want to see talented people being absolutely ridiculous and absolutely wonderful, make sure you check out Alex Grelley's Grelle Duvall Best Actress. It's at the Chopin Theater.
This is the show for you.
Yeah, it is the show for you and more.
Who are you rooting for in the Best Actress category tonight? I really want Rose Byrne to win, but I think it's going to go to Shakespeare in Love too.
Yeah, I think it's Jessie Buckley.
I think Jessie Buckley for Hamnet.
I want to see it. I haven't seen Hamnet yet.
You know what? I really think that she deserves it.
Well, because she does that whole thing where, not to poo-poo Jessie Buckley, but she does the thing, she makes you cry. She makes you cry. And it's easy to make people cry, and it's harder to make people laugh. That's all I'm going to say.
Says a comedian.
I mean, if that isn't a plug for Best Actress, Scott, I don't know what is.
I know, right? There we are. There we go. Girl, there we go. So for tickets, make sure you go to ChopinTheater.com, and that's theater with an R-E because they're fancy that way, because Alex Grelley's on the main stage this time. Alex Grelle, girl, come on now. Love the hair. Hope you win. Okay, baby?
Hey, thanks so much, Scott. Thanks so much, you guys. I've missed you. It's so good to hear from you.
It's so wonderful to see. Can't wait to see the show. Be well.
Okay,
break
bye.
legs.
Bye. Bye. Thank you.
Bye. I'm telling you, I'm so very, very excited about this. It's just, it's
delicious.
It is delicious and everything. And what else is going to be delicious? Hey, Monday on Driving It Home, Patty Vasquez will be joined by Belle Kedebig, Democrat running for judge in the 20th Sub-Circuit of Cook County. Illinois House candidate Demi Palachek, along with activist David Hogg. Susan Smetek, candidate for DuPage County Forest Preserve Commissioner, and much more. Driving It Home with Patty Vasquez, weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Central on WCPT 820 AM, the Heartland Signal website, TuneIn, YouTube, and Facebook. And also check out Patty has been knocking it out of the park with all of her reels that she has been posting. Yeah. Follow her on social media and the Patty Vasquez Show. She's doing the good work out there. We are going to take a quick break, and we're going to talk to other people who are doing the good work out there. We're going to be speaking with the artistic director of Thompson Street Opera Company on the other side of the break. So please stick around. You're listening to Out Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal.
Where are they now with Art and Bobby, Saturdays at 10 a.m.
I got a question for Jorianne about Patty. Are we getting the Honey Bears back someday?
Wait a minute. Hey, you guys are supposed to have your own show, Patty.
Oh.
Whether it's a podcast or whatever it is.
That's a good idea. Now you've got me going.
I got goosebumps all over my whole body. My whole body is full of goosebumps.
What would the Honey Bear podcast be called?
I got it. Honey Pants.
Where are they now? Two guys that grew up in Chicago, just like Richie Z.
When it comes to banking, you need a bank you can trust. A bank with a rock-solid reputation and the highest integrity. A bank that gives you the attention and respect you deserve.
ABOC first opened its doors in downtown Chicago in 1922, and we've made our name on deep expertise, best-in-class service, and a strong commitment to our customers. We know the Chicago business market inside and out and can help you craft the perfect banking solution, no matter what type of business you're in.
And if you're looking for a banking partner for your labor union, we can bring the type of expertise that only comes from a bank that was founded by labor unions and still has union employees and shareholders to this day.
Whether you need a deposit account, loan, trust services, or investment management, ABOC has you covered. Let's work together to manage your finances today while planning for a better tomorrow. ABOC, a bank built on a strong foundation.
Visit aboc.com to learn more. Member FDIC.
You may recognize his voice.
I'm Barack Obama.
And his.
I'm J.B. Pritzker.
Two Illinois leaders who both agree Juliana Stratton is a fighter for Illinois families.
Juliana Stratton has spent her career serving our community and protecting public safety. Juliana will fight to get guns off our streets
And no one knows Stratton better than Governor J.B. Pritzker. As Lieutenant Governor, Stratton worked with Governor Pritzker to raise the minimum wage, deliver paid time off, get assault weapons off our streets, and defend abortion rights.
Illinois deserves a United States Senator who knows how to fight for us. A senator who will never cower when the moment calls for courage. I'm proud to endorse Juliana Stratton for United States Senate.
You heard them. Now it's time to vote and send Juliana Stratton to the U.S. Senate. Paid for by Illinois Future PAC. IllinoisFuturePAC.com. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Illinois Future PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
You're listening to WCPT 820 because facts matter.
Hey, this is Mark Patton, and I'm from Scream Queen, My Nightmare on Elm Street, and you're listening to Out Chicago.
Welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ellen Miller, rolling along. Mm-hmm. Hey, we want to remind you that on Monday, on Choose Views, Richard Choose guests are Amy McDonald, host of the Foolish Optimist with Amy McDonald podcast, and Mike Nellis, a Democratic strategist and host of Endless Urgency with Mike Nellis. That's Choose Views, weekdays from 6 to 8 a.m. Central on WCPT 820 a.m., Heartland Signal website, TuneIn, YouTube, and Facebook. But right now, on the Out Chicago, we are very excited. I'm very, very excited about this because it has to do with the operas and the queer things. Thompson Street Opera Company kicks off 2026 with the world premiere of Off Nights at the Sometimes Cafe. Brilliant name. A joyful queer cabaret work by non-binary composer David Walther. Joining us now is the artistic director of Thompson Street Opera Company and the show's director, Claire Divizio. Claire, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for joining us today. Can you tell our folks a little more about the mission and the history of Thompson Street Opera Company? Thompson Street Opera Company.
Yeah, of course. So Thompson Street was founded back in 2011, but the company has been in Chicago since 2016. And we perform exclusively works by living composers. So we're only working on pieces that have been written recently by people who we can still talk to and engage with. And in particular, especially in the last 5 to 6 years, we've become increasingly focused on producing queer stories and being a place where queer and trans artists in all dimensions of the opera world can really be themselves in the rehearsal room, can tell stories that reflect their own identities, and can just engage with the art form in a way that feels authentic to them.
And how much different is it to see, Claire, an opera in a small venue as opposed to where we're used to seeing it at the Lyric?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's definitely very different. A friend of mine used to say that he feels like it's actually a different art form, because if you've been to the Lyric, you're often very far away. You don't really see people's faces on stage, and it's very beautiful, and there's a lot of kind of spectacle and big, impressive stuff going on. But there is less of the kinds of intimate storytelling that you get with theater. And so what we try to do, especially, and I think a lot of companies that work in small spaces like to do, is really prioritize how the performers are communicating with the audience. So the experience of being an audience member in a space like that is you feel really connected to what's going on the stage at a different level. And in this piece in particular, it takes place in the Cabaret Cafe. We have some cabaret table seating for the audience in addition to general admission theater seating. So you're really in the experience of the show, physically, in addition to just being able to see what's going on at a more intimate
Fun.
level.
Yeah.
Fun.
Well,
Yeah, I like
speaking
that.
of, what is going on the off nights at the Sometimes Cafe? Like, what is the story behind this, and what has the process been like of getting it to the stage?
Yeah. So the way I describe this piece is poignantly unserious. And
Thank you.
I think.
Thank you. We need that right now. And also, I think opera needs that right now, so you can enjoy opera and not have to feel like it's a thing.
Yes, I totally agree. And I think we are all, when we're going to the theater, like we're looking for an experience that feels like rewarding emotionally, in addition to like, oh, these people are very talented. And so the show itself is essentially a tour of this particular little cafe, as told by a narrator who is also the pianist. So the fantastic Kingsley Day, who has been working in the Chicago scene since probably before I was born, is playing the piano for the whole score and also narrating the show as it goes along. And he tells the story of a particular week in the life of this cafe where some new people like joined the little family there. And at a very base level, the story is about a bunch of weirdos like finding their chosen family. Mm-hmm. And the kind of like delightful things that happen during that process and the messy things that happen during that process. And how people are able to express themselves in different ways in a place where they like feel safe. And so it's a delightful little show that has a lot of great tunes. Every single person on stage is singing and acting their face off. And we're also working with drag performers who have roles in the show. There are 2 roles in the story that are written for like dancing drag performers.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
May I ask where is the Sometimes Cafe? Like, what city is it located in?
What a good question. Yeah, we were talking in rehearsal about that, and we kind of decided it is in the Midwest, and it is like a small city close to a big city.
Okay.
So we were like, is it Racine, Wisconsin? Is it, like
Aurora.
Rockland? Is it
Rockford?
Aurora, like Rockford, yeah. And so a couple of the characters, it's said in their narration that like they came from a sheltered upbringing or they came from like a small rural place. And now they've like moved to this place and are trying to like find the place that they belong. I will also say that we are setting this piece in the 1990s. So the narrator is speaking kind of from the present, telling this story about like what happened at this time.
So like a memory opera.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah.
So as you are getting ready for the opening of Off Nights at the Sometimes Cafe, that's going to be at the Bramble Arts Loft in Andersonville, with you and the non-binary composer Dave Walther, did Dave have singers in mind or artists in mind when they were composing? Like, what has been the collaboration between the singers and the music? And are there challenges for writing for trans and non-binary voices?
Oh, yeah. I mean, so our cast, we don't have any singing performers in this show who are like on hormones.
Okay.
So there isn't, like, I personally am a trained singer who is also on testosterone. So like I am working on my own time in that world, like figuring out the idiosyncrasies of my own voice. But in this show, all of the singing characters are, regardless of their gender identities, we have sopranos, a soprano, a tenor, a mezzo, and a baritone. And as for what the composer was thinking about, the process, we have we choose our works every year through an open call for scores. And so this piece was sent to us, and we loved it. We chose it, and then we also have an open audition call.
Okay.
So Dave was not directly involved in the casting process.
Gotcha.
But we've been corresponding by email, and Dave is going to be here for the premiere this week. In terms of like the collaborative work, one of the things that we did do is because some of the drag performers who we are working with, Delta Badhand, who is a fantastic queen and a great dancer, is a trans woman, and some of the language in the original script was written assuming that the drag performers would be cis cross-dressing performers. And so we worked with Dave to and with our performers to say, like, okay, let's pull out the places in the script where like this does not align with like who you are as a person, and we'll kind of adjust as necessary. But Dave said when this piece was submitted to us that they're super open to having like pronouns changed for any of the characters as necessary. And so it was a very easy process to just kind of chat with the performers about how they saw these things changing so that we can just fit that into the flow of the show.
That makes sense. When someone says to you, hey, I've never been to an opera before, what do you tell them to get them excited about a show like this?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like I say this a lot about some of the pieces that we do, but I really do think that this is a great first opera to go to, especially because this piece, it is more of a cabaret work for operatic voices. So this show in particular has like songs and then a scene, and there's less kind of like constant music from start to finish. But I think in terms of like what to expect, I think the style of singing that you're going to hear might be different than what you're expecting, but the music, especially in this piece, feels very much from the tradition of like American cabaret, like Great American Songbook, kind of like early 20th century operetta in a like through a contemporary filter. And so some of the music is going to feel very familiar, and some of the music is going to feel a little bit less familiar. But I think what they should expect is to see a lot of talented people doing the thing that they do best. And the piece, the other benefit in terms of first-time opera goers is this show is only about 70 minutes long.
Come on now.
Tell them that. That'll get them in.
Come on, 70 minutes.
It's my favorite length, 75.
Come on, one and done. I love that.
90 or less. Perfect.
Okay, so I feel like I would be remiss if, it is the Academy Awards tonight, and one of the Academy Award nominated people, Timothée Chalamet, had some very choice words to say about opera and ballet. Which also made me cackle. There has been a big backlash with a lot of opera companies too. You use promo code Timothy and you get 20% off. I love it.
Oh God!
But what do you say to what is it about opera? Because clearly it is a thriving, alive art form that has been around for since Jesus was in diapers. So, like, what is it about opera that hooked you in, that is so appealing to you?
You know, I think for me personally, there is something that I like feel physically in my body when I listen to somebody singing in a way that uses their whole body.
Yeah.
And that's true regardless of style. But I think there is something kind of superhuman about the way opera singers are able to create a sound that is both enjoyable in a small theater and also can be heard in a space the size of the lyric.
Right.
And so the kind of like the experience of like the kind of like sympathetic vibration in my own body of like that feeling of singing, and also I think the the music itself, like everyone has a type of music that they like. I like a variety of music, and the thing that like catches you regardless of what that music is for you is how the like emotional content of that song or that melody or whatever is like translated and heightened into like an experience for somebody listening.
Yeah.
And I think like every singer that I know, there are certain kinds of opera that I love and certain kinds of opera that I do not care about at all. And that's fine. And there are many different types of opera for everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that whole idea about the sympathetic vibration. What? That's... Write that down. Write that down. There's a new opera there. Yeah. So what... I love the fact that you're also looking at like new opera as well and contemporary things. Might I direct your attention towards the Memphis Opera, Opera Memphis, who just did the world premiere of Pretty Little Room, which happens to be a queer story that is absolutely true about two young women in the late 1800s who had a relationship and they killed. Oh, by the way, my husband wrote the libretto. But anyway, but you should check that out. But what is how is it important? Like what import is it to have queer voices being at the center of opera?
Yeah, absolutely. I think. I mean, as we know, like queer people have been in the center of a lot of arts communities, like since the beginning of time. But I think especially in opera, one of the other reasons that I have stuck with producing work and we've really kind of zoned in on this as being kind of one of our main focuses is the opera world specifically just is incredibly rigid in terms of the gender binary, in terms of like compulsory heterosexuality. Like there's just, especially because most of the opera that you are going to see on stage like across the country is not new and is not is stories that were new and immediate for people at the time in a lot of cases, but aren't necessarily as it takes like a little bit more buy-in in some cases to be like, oh yes, I understand like why this still matters to me, and the I think the experience of having and I'm sure also like we've all seen in a variety of media like queer characters being written by straight people are often a hot mess. And so like being able to like tell any story from the perspective of somebody who understands like what this is like is a really important, I think, like lens to look at something through. And then also like having performers who also understand the identities of these characters.
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
Really like contributes to their ability to like communicate the script like to the audience.
But yes, well, listen, toy, as you head towards opening. And if you want to experience that sympathetic vibration, make sure you check out Thompson Street Opera Company's world premiere of Off Nights at the Sometimes Cafe. Begins performances on March 19th at the Bramble Arts Loft in Andersonville. For tickets and for more info, you can head to thompsonstreetopera.org/events. Claire Divizio, thank you so much for joining us. And again, toy.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, we are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, it is the final thrilling show-stopping moments about Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal.
Think Theory Radio.
Manipulating the masses is more utilizing propaganda, gaining a wide quadrant of the public, where crowd manipulation is more focused, like the divisionary tactics of these political parties. They utilize certain talking points and phrases to target specific groups that they want to maneuver and empower and get them to do their bidding.
Think Theory Radio with Damian Perdue. Saturdays at 6 p.m. on WCPT 820.
Stephanie Kifowit is not your usual controller candidate. She's a Marine veteran and a current Illinois state representative with years of experience fighting waste, fraud, and abuse in Illinois government. Illinois needs a Democratic controller ready on day one to protect taxpayer dollars, stand up to Donald Trump, and get results.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Kifowit, and I'm running for Illinois State Controller.
Paid for by Kifowit for Controller.
If you're an experienced homeowner who's outlived your assets or your spouse recently passed away, you need to call Team Hochberg, your trusted local reverse mortgage lender. Alice, 90, widow, income $24,000 a year, living in a $500,000 home with no mortgage. Alice's husband recently passed away and she was terrified about losing her home, so her daughter called for information about a reverse mortgage. We helped Alice secure a reverse mortgage which allowed her to access $300,000 tax-free dollars so she could afford in-home health care. Let's review. Alice's husband recently passed away. She outlived her assets and thought she had to sell her home. Our reverse mortgage expert, Jose Rodriguez, helped Alice secure a reverse mortgage so she can afford in-home health care and peacefully age in place. Team Hochberg's helped thousands of radio listeners, but we can't help if you don't call 855-563-2843 or visit that website you know and love, 56david.com. Atlantic Coast Mortgage, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 643114.
Chicago, on March 17th, we choose our next voice in Congress. LaShawn Ford's record, disqualifying. LaShawn Ford was indicted and convicted by President Obama's Justice Department for tax fraud. And that's just the start. While we were struggling, LaShawn Ford was getting rich in real estate, ripping off working people and evicting families in need. Then Ford voted to raise our taxes by 32%, one of the biggest tax hikes in Illinois history. All while skipping out on paying his own taxes and voting to give himself multiple raises. LaShawn Ford sticks us with higher taxes while he gets a deal. We can't afford another self-dealing career politician in office. LaShawn Ford is not who we need in Congress. Paid for by Fair Shake and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Fair Shake is responsible for the content of this advertising. www.fairShakePack.com.
Alexa, play WCPT.
WCPT from TuneIn.
Hi, this is Renee Taylor. You're listening to Out Chicago, WCPT 820.
Welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott DeBeard, Ella Miller rolling along. Hey, tomorrow on Live, Local, and Progressive, Joan Esposito will be taking your calls and talking to media critics Mark Jacob and Jennifer Schulz, USA Today columnist Rex Hupke, and U.S. Senate candidate Robin Kelly, who we spoke to earlier on the show. And if you want to gospel. Listen to Live, Local, and Progressive weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Central on WCPT 820 AM, heartlandsignal.com, and tune in. And if you want to relive this episode and many more as we are about Chicago, we are available wherever you get your podcasts. And we also have featured interview pages as well. Also, just as a friendly reminder, because we've been saying it a lot, the primary is coming up on the 17th, just in 2 days. So WCPT is posting all of our 2026 candidate interviews at heartlandsignal.com/candidates. So, yeah, there we go. But in the meantime... Oscars. How are you celebrating? I'm celebrating with the traditional high holy day of Mexican food and taking down my Christmas tree.
I saw that you're taking your tree down.
Yes, my tree is finally coming down.
I am celebrating with homemade pizza. It's a pesto something. I don't know. We got it on one of our food things. We'll make 2 of those. And we have 2 friends coming over, Janet and Ellen, both listen to the show.
Come on, Janet and Ellen. I met Janet. Wait, no.
You met Ellen.
Ellen. I met Ellen. That's
Ellen?
at the Magic place.
At the Magic, yes. Yeah, Magic Lounge.
Magic Lounge.
And we've tried, Scott, to watch, with 10 Best Pictures. Honestly, I haven't seen all of them.
Me either. Girl, I am woefully behind on all of my movie viewing. You guys get lucky because you got the SAG-AFTRA stuff.
Which isn't always lining up exactly.
It doesn't line up necessarily, but you get a lot of them.
We saw a lot of them. I've seen Marty Supreme, Hamnet, One Battle After Another, Sinners. But I
didn't see Sentimental Value.
Didn't see that, and people love that one. Train Dreams, I hear, is good. I mean, they're all, but it's such a dystopic kind of, the ones I've seen. The One Battle After Another is.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to One Battle After Another and Sinners.
It's got to. I mean, and
Hamnet might be like a dark horse coming through there, but I don't think so.
I don't think so. It's going to be one of those 2, I think. And I am happy with either one. I was cringing because I do not like horror. During Sinners, I was literally
That's hard because it's a vampire movie.
I know,
basically.
and I didn't know how I thought it was going to be voodoo, and maybe I didn't realize, there is a lot of gore, and when I was talking about it with our friend last night, there's some movies where you do not care about any of the characters, like Marty Supreme, for one, didn't really have any care for these people.
A lot of anti-hero stuff.
Yeah, but it's weird. But in Sinners, I cared for these characters, and then I watched what happened to them, and I was almost in tears. I was like,
oh no,
and I'm like, why am I watching this? I don't like this. I was like a little child, and that's my inner self. I didn't say it to Kathy. I'm like, right. I'm hating this right now. I'm hating this right now. But of course, after the movie was over, there's a cameo by Buddy Guy at the end. I'm not giving anything else away about it, who he represents, who is of course a Chicago blues icon, worldwide blues icon. But I kept thinking about it, and after I got through the scary, I really loved the movie. One Battle After Another, I loved. So I think it's going to be One Battle. I'm going to go with One Battle After Another.
All right, I'm gonna go with Sinners.
Okay.
Just because I am wildly optimistic.
Okay, good.
There's also, if you have a chance, today. To go so every once in a while, once a month I'm on with Joan and Rebecca Ford, and we talk about culture and movies and arts. And Rebecca Ford, who is a movie critic, and that's also worked in the movie industry, she is a Black woman. She sent me this great podcast from the New York Times about One Battle After Another, and it's about how some Black feminist revolutionaries are calling this a Black feminist 911. And it's a very, very interesting about the sexualization, the stereotypical, you get hints of characters with, I don't remember her, Beverly Hills. with I don't have the name of the actress in front of me either. I didn't pull that up on there. But who's nominated for Best Supporting Actress? But she's just very, very highly sexualized, and they keep talking about the first 33 minutes of the movie. How they keep talking about how
Teyana Taylor.
Yeah, Teyana Taylor, whose performance is fantastic.
Yeah, she is.
But just in terms of how it was written, how I come from a history, a long line, and they talk about a lot. There's a legacy of revolutionaries. But we never know what that legacy is. And we never go deeper into that. Instead, we are dealing with hypersexualized, there's all this stuff. It's true. A really interesting listen. It's the New York Times, the podcast. What is the podcast called? Cannonball with Wesley Morris. Highly recommend checking it out because it was just was giving new perspectives.
Like the informative is before ahead of watching it.
Yeah.
Oscars, yeah.
So I don't know. I'm pulling for Sinners. We all know I'm pulling for Amy Madigan in Best Supporting.
I didn't see the movie. I didn't see Weapons.
Oh my gosh, it is Weapons. Literally, there have been a few times where I'm sitting in a movie theater and I'm looking at the screen. And I go, "We just watched an Academy Award-winning performance." I do it every once in a while, like sometimes on SNL, I'll be watching, we just watched we got an Emmy Award right there. Like you can see it. Yeah. Her performance is so special and so cuckoo bananas. Like she's just wonderful. So I'm pulling for her.
I felt that way about Sean Penn in One Battle After Another, but Stellan Skarsgård has been the winner so far.
He's old,
and he's got to give it to him. What about Best Actor?
I hope it's Michael B. Jordan.
I do too.
I mean, he got to do like 2 roles.
I'm with you on that.
He got to do two parts.
He deserves to win that one.
Although Leo was great.
Leo was great.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
That.
But
Ethan Hawke was great. If you saw Blue Moon,
I did not see Blue Moon, but I've heard wonderful
things. He could be a dark horse. I don't know.
But everyone's kind of saying Timothée Chalamet.
Because he didn't. Someone said because they thought he deserved it for the a Complete Unknown last year and didn't win it because he was so young. And
he's still so young. He's so young. He's got plenty of time. He's
gonna be around for years. How about Best Actress? You already said you want. No, you didn't say.
No, I didn't. It's gonna be what's her butt?
Rose Byrne.
No, it's gonna be Jessie Buckley.
I think Jessie Buckley.
It's gonna be her.
That performance.
But you know what? Add a girl, Kate Hudson.
Yes. I know you felt about that movie.
You loved that movie.
And I loved her performance in it.
Here's the thing. Kate Hudson had the dubious honor of knocking it out of the park on her first film with Almost Famous.
Oh, yeah.
She was remarkable.
Yes.
And unfortunately, that has been the benchmark that she's had to live up against her whole career, and she hasn't really made it. So apparently this is also up there. So it's going to be Jessie Buckley, but like hats off to Kate for atta-girlness.
Yes.
There we are. And we hope that you are enjoying this rainy day. You can go out and celebrate Liza Minnelli's birthday, as well as the high holy day of the Oscars. I want to thank, and go out and vote. Make sure you vote.
Vote.
I want to thank our guests, Congresswoman Robin Kelly, Claire Divizio, and Alex Grelley. Devin, you are amazing. We got Henry back there today. Thank you for doing all the stuff over there. Ellen Miller, enjoy this rainy, drizzly day.
I'm glad you're off to
Me too.
The
and I'm Scott Duff. And until next week, stay proud.
Around the Town, Chicago, with Al Besloff.
My wife wants to yell at me. Jane?
Hi, I wanted to tell you, I think you